This is the current reality for communications teams, a constant, high-speed stream of articles and social posts hitting from every direction at once. Companies are spending heavily to keep up. The global media monitoring market is projected to reach $12 billion by 2030. When you look at the options, most vendors present a nearly identical spec sheet, promising the same basic coverage and tracking. In practice, that often leaves a PR manager spending their day manually sifting through thousands of alerts just to find the relevant mentions. Meanwhile, the comms VP needs a high-level strategy, but they're handed a flat list of links with no context. Selecting software by feature checklist alone means paying only to find out where your name appeared yesterday instead of understanding what story is forming today. Enterprise teams generally face a choice between two different paths: tracking raw output or analyzing narrative context. Legacy monitoring answers the logistical question, did we get covered? It produces a simple list of mentions to verify your presence. Media intelligence answers a different question, what story is forming and where is it heading? It groups those same links into clusters so you can see the narrative trends. Monitoring captures the raw data. Intelligence interprets what that data actually means for the brand. Legacy monitoring just handles the entry-level logistics. It stops exactly where the strategic questions for a modern comms VP actually begin. To separate these approaches, look at how they handle the actual work your team does. Standard web scraping produces a loud, flat feed, frequently missing regional outlets or paywalled content, the very places where enterprise reputation is shaped. That flat output creates a massive workload. Many two-person teams spend 16 hours a week, or 800 hours a year, simply pulling and cleaning raw data. Intelligence platforms automate that cleanup. They convert those 800 hours of manual labor back into time for analysis and action. There is also a gap in sentiment accuracy. Legacy tools typically score the overall tone of an entire article, but an article can be broadly neutral while still framing your company unfavorably in the one paragraph where you are mentioned. Brand-centric sentiment isolates the specific context around your brand, ignoring the surrounding noise to give you an accurate score. Relying on generic feeds and broad sentiment scores forces senior communications professionals to act as data janitors instead of strategists. Then there is the factor of time. Stories now move across digital channels faster than most reporting cycles can track. Many teams still spent a full quarter compiling a static clip report. By the time that data is delivered, the narrative has usually been set by outside forces and the opportunity to influence it has passed. Real-time intelligence identifies forming narratives early, allowing you to benchmark share a voice while the story is still developing. In modern PR, speed isn't a bonus. Without real-time detection, a team is limited to reacting to a crisis rather than shaping the outcome. We are also seeing a shift in how audiences consume information. They are no longer just reading articles, they are reading summaries. Legacy tools track human readers, but they miss the AI layer that now sits between the news and the audience. When a user asks an AI like ChatGPT about your company, the answer is synthesized from the media those models have absorbed. This is already a mainstream channel. Pew Research reports that 65% of US adults now see AI-generated summaries in their search results. This represents a brand new channel of reputation exposure that traditional tools simply do not measure. If an evaluation checklist doesn't account for AI perception, it misses a growing channel of brand impressions that is becoming a primary way people form opinions. Reputation takes shape in clusters of related stories rather than in isolated mentions. We can map these platform choices based on effort required and the impact they deliver. If a team only needs basic proof of coverage and has headcount to clean data manually, legacy monitoring sits in the high-effort, low-impact quadrant. Teams that need to shape narratives in real time and track their AI footprint move to the top left, low-effort, high-strategic impact. The choice of platform determines whether your team spends its time organizing data or engineering a reputation. Before signing a contract, there is one question worth asking every vendor. What manual tasks will my team actually stop doing once this is in place? If a tool fails to automate the cleaning and clustering of data, it is adding work to your department, regardless of how the dashboard looks. That standard is why we built Handraise. It is architected specifically to handle the modern intelligence side of this comparison. Handraise clusters live narratives, provides brand-centric sentiment, and tracks how AI describes you. Stop counting mentions and start engineering your reputation. You can test these criteria against your own brand at handraise.com.